Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to study Database Management System Unit 2, which covers the relational data model and languages. I will explain everything in very simple and easy way, so let's get started. The first topic will be relational data model concept, which is a simple model. Data is organized into table. First we understand what is relational data model. All right, so this is a model where we store data in the form of tables or relations are also called as table. Okay, so formally called relations. Now let's understand some important terms like attribute. What is attribute? Each column in a table is attribute. Example, name, roll number, etc. The next topic will be tuple. Each row in a table is tuple. It represents a single record. Record is also a tuple. A row is known as a record. All right. The next topic will be domain. The set of allowed values for an attribute is domain. Like name. In name we use varchar, means characters. So these are the domains. In age we insert integer values, so this is a domain for age. Degree is total number of attributes or columns, and cardinality is total number of rows or tuple. All right, these topics I discussed previous, but let's revise here. The next topic will be integrity constraints. Like now we study integrity constraints, which are rules to maintain data accuracy. So these are used to maintain the accuracy and consistency of data. We have four type of integrity: entity integrity, referential integrity, domain constraint, and key constraint. All right, so entity integrity means the primary key cannot be null. I've told you in previous video what are keys. So primary key is a key which defines all the rows. So this is a unique key in a table, but it cannot be null. So this is entity integrity, that primary key cannot be null. Every row must be uniquely identifiable, means primary key is used to identify every row, so it cannot be null. The next one, referential integrity, means a foreign key in a table A must either matches primary key in table B or be null. This prevents orphan records. All right, so I told you in previous video what is foreign key, means it connects two tables. So it is must either match primary key in table B or be null. All right, the next will be domain constraint. Data must fall within a specific range or format. I told you that what is domain. So from related to this, domain constraints are the constraints which are used to specify the range or format. Like SGPA cannot be 10.5 if the scale is 10. All right, the next will be key constraint. Ensure that the attribute chosen as a key is unique across the entire table. Key constraint ensure that uniqueness is important. Like ensure that attributes that we have chosen as a key, as a primary key, as a foreign key, they are unique across the entire table. Moving to next topic, which is relational algebra. Relational algebra is basically mathematical foundation of DBMS. All right, it is used to perform operation on table. All right, so relational algebra is a formal language used to query and manipulate relation database consisting of a set of operations like selection, projection, union, and join. It provides mathematical framework for query databases, ensuring efficient data retrieval and manipulation. So it helps in manipulation and retrieval with the database by using some relational or mathematical queries. Here basic operations of relational algebra, which are selection, projection, union, set difference, Cartesian product, and rename. Relational algebra consists of various basic operators that help us to fetch and manipulate data in relational tables and database to perform certain operations on relational data. These basic operators are used, and these are the fundamental operations. This is a flowchart of types of operations or operators in relational algebra, like basic operators and derived operators. When we talk about basic operators, we have set difference, Cartesian product, rename, select, project, and union. And in derived operations, we have division, intersection, join. Like when we differentiate or when we categorize join, we have inner and outer join, and conditional, equi, and natural inner join. All right, moving to next slide. The first topic will be selection, or first operation of relational algebra will be selection. The selection operation is basically used to filter out rows. All right, so this is used for or used with rows, like filtering the rows based on the condition. Like student marks is greater than 50. If we want to find the marks of students whose marks will be greater than 50, so this will use for that purpose. So selection is used basically for the rows from a given table based on the certain given condition. It basically allows us to retrieve only those rows that matches the condition. When we put a condition like greater than or less than, where we use this for filtering the rows. All right, the next will be projection. While selection operation works on rows, like we use selection this is the operator which is used for this. So when we while selection operator works on rows, similarly projection operator works on columns. If we want to basically use a condition that is show only name and age. All right, like we have a table of student table and we want to only fetch name and age of the student, so we use projection operator here to select specific columns. It basically allows us to pick specific columns from a given relational table based on the given condition and ignoring all the other remaining columns. The next topic will be union. The basically it combines result of two tables. All right, so the union operator is basically used to combine the result of two queries into a single result. The only condition is that both queries must return same number of columns with same data types. Union operator is relational algebra is the same as union operator in set theory. As we study in set theory, union operator is used to combine two sets. So here union is used to combine tables, but here is a condition that both queries must be written same number of columns with same data type. The next one will be set difference. Basically it returns data present in one table but not in another, like set theory. All right, so set difference basically provide the rows that are present in one table but not in another table. Like we have two tables, student and library. All right, so when we want only the name of students, so name of students are same in student table as well as library table. So we want only data that is not present in both tables, where this operator is used. All right, so this set difference is same as the set difference operator in set theory. The next one will be rename. Rename operator is basically used to rename table or column temporarily. So rename operator basically allows us to give a temporary name to a specific relational table or its columns. Like it is very useful for when we want to avoid ambiguity, especially in complex queries. Rename is a unary operator. We have unary and binary operators. So let's discuss furtherly. Rename is unary operator used for remaining attribute of a relation. So basically it is a temporary name given to the table or the column to make performing task easy. The next one will be Cartesian product. The Cartesian product is basically combine all the rows of one table with all the rows of another table. So the Cartesian product combines every row of one table with every row of another table, producing all the possible combination. It's mostly used as a precursor to more complex operations like join. Let's say A and B, so that let let's take example A and B. So the cross product between A cross B will result in all the attributes of A followed by each attribute of B. Each record of A will pair with every record of B, like set theory. All right, so this is the Cartesian product. Um, I will give you example in my next video or in further video, so you have to clear more this topic. And the next topic will be derived operators in relational algebra. So derived operators are basically those operators which are which performs advanced operations built from basic operators that we studied previous, like selection, projection. So furtherly, these are derived. Derived operators are built using basic operators and include operators like join, intersection, and division. These operators help perform more complex queries by combining basic operations to meet specific data retrieval need. The first will be join operator. The join operator is basically used to combine two tables based on condition. Alright, join operations in relational algebra combine data from two or more relation based or related attributes, allowing for more complex queries and data retrieval. There is different type of joins. We have inner join and outer join. The inner join is basically returns only matching rows from both tables. It returns, again I repeat, it returns matching rows from both tables. So inner join combines row from two relation based on a matching condition and only return rows where there is a match in both relations means table, and if a record means row in one relation doesn't have a corresponding match in other, it is excluded from the results. So it returns only the rows which are matching from both the tables. So this is most common type of join. The next join will be outer join. Basically, it returns all the rows even if there is no match. So inner join provide only the rows which are matching in both the table, and outer join provides those rows which are not matching to the both the tables. All right. An outer join return all the rows from one relation and the matching row from the other relation. If there is no match, the result will still include. अगर match नहीं होता है, then this result will also include all rows from the outer relation with null values in the columns from the unmatched relation. So this is outer join. The next will be we categorize outer join in different joins, like left outer join. A left outer join return all the rows from the left relation and the matching rows from the right relation. All right, so it returns all the rows of left relation but matching rows of right relation. Like we have taken example with this. This is inner join, the um, matching rows of both the tables. We have outer join. This is a right join. This is right join excluding inner join, fully outer join, and this is also full outer join. So include all the rows of both the tables. And this is left join. Only left table will return, and this is left join excluding inner join. All right. So the left join will be, if there is no match, the result will include null values from the right relation attribute. Example will be joining employee and department using a left outer join. Ensure all employees are listed, even those who are assigned to any department, with null values for the department columns. The next will be right outer join. A right outer join return all the rows from the right relation and the matching row from the left relation. If no match exists, the left relation column will contain null values. Example, the same, but the thing will be using a right outer join. It includes all department, even those with no employees assigned, filling unmatched employee column with null. And last full outer join will be return all the rows when there is a match in either the left or right relation. If a row from one relation does not have a match in other, null value are included for the missing side. Example, like joining customers and orders using a full outer join will return all the customer and orders even if there is no corresponding order for a customer or no customer for an order. Alright, so it return all the data of both the tables. The next topic will be the entity relationship model, which is also known as ER model. This is very important model for exam purpose and in DBMS also. All right. So entity relationship model, where we talk about entity means like anyone, anything will be entity, real world entity, and relationship between them is known as relationship. All right. So we have SQL like structured query language is used to interact with database. So here is the command, like this is standard language. When we talk about standard language, so SQL is standard language for interacting with relational database. So we have DDL DML commands which are used to create table, manage table, manipulate and delete, update. All the functions are performed on it. Right. So the first one will be DDL command to create change structure. So how we create a table, here is the code. We write create, wait a minute, yeah, we use create table employee, we write like this, and parenthesis, then employee ID is the name which is given to this column, and int is the integer part or domain which type of we want, and primary key, it is a unique column which identify each row. All right. And the next column will be emp name, employee name, which is in the form of varchar used to like spacing, for use to space for the name of like employees. All right. So where like 50 spaces are allotted for employee name. And not null is used to specify that no, null value is not put there. All right. You have to put something there. And salary is in decimal, like 10 to 2. Means from 10 to 2. The next will be department ID, which is in the form in int domain. And if we want to add or alter so new column, so we use alter table employee add email varchar. If we want to add email in also in this table, so we use alter table employee, like we create employee table, so we use table name and add email varchar, like what type of spacing we given to email, like 200 like 100 space we given to email, so we write email varchar 100 and semicolon. So this is the code or SQL query which is used for altering the table. The next one will be DML command, which is data manipulation language to handle SQL, like to handle the data. DDL command is used to work with the structure of the table, and DML command is used to work with the data of the table. So we handle it like insert data, update data, delete data, all the things are happening there. So when we talk about inserting data, we use insert command, insert into employee, and what value we have to given, we have to write value, and one is the basically employee number or like serial number, Arjun is the name, 5000 is the like salary, and 101 is the department number. All right. When we talk about updating data, when we want to update the table, we use update table name, that is employee, set what we want to set there, so set, we use set here, and salary is equals to 55000, where which employee we want to put this salary, so where employee ID is equals to 1. All right. So employee ID of Arjun is 1, so the salary will be updated here. And the last command will be delete command. So we have to write delete from which table we want to delete, so we use from table name, where what we want to delete, so where employee ID is equals to 1. When we use command, the one employee like employee ID, the person whose employee ID is 1 will delete it from the table. The next slide will be advanced SQL queries that I told you earlier, but some are new for you. So queries or joins and triggers. So the first one will be aggregate function. Like this is where you explain how to fetch complex data, right? So aggregate function is basically sum, avg, count, max, min. All right, so these are the functions which are used to sum, like if we want to sum all the salary of the like employees, so we use sum here. Avg is used to average of salary. If we want average of salary, so we use avg. If we want to count the number of like employees, then we use count aggregate function. And if we want to find the maximum salary, so we use max, and minimum salary, so we use min. So we use these aggregate function according to our need, according to fetch complex data. All right, subqueries inside another, like what are subqueries? So a query inside another query is known as subquery. Joins, I told you earlier. Inner join returns matching rows in both tables. Left right join return all the rows from one table and matches from the another table. And the two topics which are last of this unit, which is views. Views is basically a virtual table based on the result set of a SQL statement. And the last topic will be triggers, a stored procedure that automatically runs when an event like insert or delete occurs. All right, so triggers are the basically stored procedure automatically returns events. All right, so that's all in like this is the SQL join which I seen you earlier. So all these are the things in unit 2 of DBMS. That's all in this video. Thank you so much.